Good evening, fellow Prosperity Accelerators. How are you today? I hope you're all well, you had a great weekend, and your week has started very well. So here we are again for one more session of our We Accelerate Prosperity live event. And we are here to accelerate prosperity. And we keeping up with the good habits. Let's start with our daily declaration, which today was a very powerful one. I create wealth and abundance on a daily basis. I mean, this is fantastic. Well done, you. Well, you just need now to keep this declaration on top of your mind. Repeat it several times every day. Okay. Now, what about your limiting beliefs? Is it true? Is it false? You say, I'm not a strong leader. Okay. Well, if that is stopping you from acquiring wealth, from developing your prosperity, well, it is a limiting belief. If it's not, then it's fine. But if you feel that it is slowing you down, then you need to put in place a reconditioning. And you can do that just by saying a new powerful declaration, I have wonderful leadership skills. Okay? So you can do that. And you can look at that, start putting that in place, go through your daily declarations. All right. Now, what about your financial freedom fund? I would like to remind you that 10% of your income should go into this fund. And this is the fund you're going to use to accelerate your prosperity. I mean, this is the fund you're going to use to make investments, your different investments, your diversified investments. You need to do that. So you need to fund this fund on a daily basis. And why do you do that? Well, because you need to create the habit, as the habit is more important than the amount. Really important to keep up with the good habits. All right? Good. What about our wealth strategy? Well, today I'll be talking to you about how to improve your return on investment. I mean, this is really an important topic. And when you think that returns from traditional investments are poor, well, you look at in the past, you would go to the bank, you would deposit your money, and you wouldn't need to do anything. The bank would remunerate your deposits. Okay? Well, that's gone. That doesn't happen. Now, if you want to put your money in the bank, you need to pay the bank, and you don't get anything in return. Just the peace of mind that your money is in the bank. Although that is not always somewhere safe, because we all know of examples of banks that have gone down. Okay, they also have only a guarantee up to 100,000 euros or something. But if you have there more than that, well, that money is not insured. So if the bank goes down, your money is gone. You only get, even if you have that 10 million, you will only get back 100,000. Okay, so it's really important to understand this. Now, for you to get your money to be remunerated, so in a way that you get a return on your investments, and how to boost your return on your investments. Well, you have different options as an investor. You can go to a private equity funds. They have usually good investments. They have usually good products, but it's a very expensive solution, and you need to be a sophisticated investor or a high net worth individual. You can also go to crowdfunding platforms. This is more affordable, of course, but you will be picking your investments with limited knowledge and information. You can try to do it on your own. You can operate as a business angel, and you source the deals yourself. You do the due diligence with your team. You have your lawyers, your auditors, etc. to do that. That's an option. You can subscribe some newsletters. There are a number of newsletters that are available on the market. They're fairly expensive, but if you get good deals from there, and those deals generate good returns, then it's fine. I mean, why not? That's not, but again, you are on your own. Banks and insurance companies these days won't talk to anyone that has less than 500,000 in the bank, cash available immediately. Okay, so if you're not in that category where you have 500,000 or more available, probably the banks and the insurance companies won't even talk to you. You have another option, and here we have the different options as investors. What can you do? I mean, you can go for a robo-advisor where you can use it's an automated trading bot, basically, where you choose your risk profile and they will trade for you automatically. And but the thing is that they usually don't beat the market, so it's not the best strategy. You can also go on to trading. I mean, there's lots of trading available. You can trade basically anything you want. You can go for cryptos. You can go for listed stocks. You can go for commodities. You can do for forex. And I mean, a lot of possibilities there. Again, you need to learn. There's a steep learning curve, and you're on your own doing all that. And of course, you have real estate, which is always a good option. You can invest in real estate. Again, sometimes it's tough to get into that market because you need to have a team. You need to have your mortgage brokers, your solicitors, your people to do the maintenance of the buildings and so on. So it's not always so easy to get into that. But anyway, there are different options that you can use, and in order to boost your return on investment. Now, it is important to understand the alternatives. Okay, the alternatives. I've gave you some options. I mean, it's almost the same thing as the alternatives, in the sense where the options is what you can do, the categories you can do, and the alternatives are more into the sense of what can you do with each of these options. Okay, so for that you need to develop your financial IQ. You need to develop your knowledge, your skills. So it is not a simple process. And what I would like to share with you, just to let you know that I have put in place the Access Club, which is I would say an excellent option and an excellent alternative to be able to participate, to develop your financial IQ, your knowledge, your skills, to be able to operate as a group, and not to be on your own, and to be able to go into different asset classes, and within each asset class to do different assets. So that is a good option, because that way you will build a diversified investment portfolio with different asset classes. So you spread the risk. So you will be working with cash flow alternatives, cash flow strategies, and also with capital gains. So when you look at the capital gains, you're looking at startup companies, and you're looking at cryptos. And there you can have what we call asymmetric gains, asymmetric profits. What is that? I mean, it's asymmetric is in this case is something that is completely disproportionate. It's like when you invest in a company, for example, you invest 1,000 euros or $1,000 or pounds, and that will generate a return of maybe more than $1 million after a few years. Just think of Facebook, or Uber, for example. These type of companies, Airbnb, where 1,000 euros invested in the early stages would be worth millions on IPO. So that is the kind of deals we're looking for, and will be available to the members of the Access Club. So, and when you go for cash flow strategies, well, those are the ones that start generating cash flow at a very short term. Okay, so those, and that way you can build your portfolio, in the sense where you are working towards being financially free with the cash flow coming in, and that cash flow at some point will pay for your expenses, your living expenses. And on the other hand, you have your capital gain strategy, which after a few years can generate massive amounts of returns. If you think of cryptos, and what if you had invested in Bitcoin 10 years ago? And that would be just a few dollars per Bitcoin, and now it's worth over $50,000. You see that it's totally disproportionate. Okay, it's not linear; it's exponential growth and valuation. All right. Okay, good. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I would like to remind you that once we reach 1,000 participants within our movement, I will launch another prosperity challenge. So we are in the region of 740 members. We'd like to boost this. We need another 260 to get to 1,000. So I count on all of you to invite your contacts, your friends to join our movement. And keeping up with our good habits, well, let's place your hand on your forehead and repeat after me. I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. And that's it. You are a money magnet. And so you do all these declarations on a regular basis. Okay. All right. Very good. So thank you very much. Look very much forward to see you again very soon. And I wish you a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.